1-800-693-2699. 1-800-693-2699.
Welcome back to Get Down to Business. I'm your host, Shalom Klein. We're all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. And artificial intelligence sounds like something that maybe you remember from E.T., from that movie, or something in sci-fi. But there's some very interesting things that we can learn from Jonathan Klein, the Chief Commercial Officer at IPSoft, a leader in cognitive computing solutions and artificial intelligence. Jonathan, welcome to the program.
Well, thanks a lot, Shalom. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about how artificial intelligence and automation can help drive human progress.
Well, think about it from a standpoint of what we'll call virtual employees. What you're going to do is you're really going to focus on those kinds of things that you would prefer not to have to do, those mundane, routine, repetitious kind of things that you do every day in your job, those functions like affixing lug nuts in an assembly line, just something you do every day, day in, day out, the same way. Maybe it's the same 20 questions you get asked by the inbound customers or people that you're supporting. You're a customer service agent. These are the kinds of things that just lend themselves well to automation.
Sure.
And you can figure out that it's a job improvement plan. It's really not a job elimination plan. It's a job elevation plan.
It will free up human talent for actually value-added roles, which create opportunities for growth, cost savings, efficiencies, and innovation. Jonathan, it's interesting. I was at O'Hare Airport a few weeks ago, and I parked at the airport, and I'm leaving the parking lot, and I have my ticket, and I want to pay and get up to the booth, and there's a woman sitting there in the booth, and I hand the ticket to them, and they say, oh, no, you stick the ticket into the machine. Okay, no problem. Stick the ticket into the machine, and then she says $38. So I give her the credit card, and she says, oh, no, you stick the credit card in the machine. I said, if I'm putting the ticket in the machine, I'm giving the credit card to the machine, what are you doing? She says, I give you the receipt. So there's clearly room for efficiencies and improvements. I don't think that was the best use of automation. Tell us a little bit about IPSoft and the type of work that you're doing in artificial intelligence and computing solutions.
Well, I think that we're elevating a bit from your example, and that poor woman whose job is to hand you that receipt, she must be bored to death.
Yes.
Maybe she's a student and studying books and getting smarter.
That's giving the benefit of the doubt, but thank you.
There you go. But from our standpoint, let's think about this. A virtual employee, if well-trained by understanding the process by which you do something, you could do anything. For example, you could provide mortgage information. You could, because of your training, be a very skilled individual and be able to know just exactly what are all of the parameters of being able to convey to you your ability to now get a mortgage approval. And suppose that normally today takes about 24 days, but you could reduce it to one using technology, data, big data analytics, all feeding this virtual employee. And so as you enter into the bank to try to get that mortgage, you're able to now shrink that process. Would you, in fact, pay more? Would you add a little bit more just to have that privilege? Because in the hot housing markets, it's very important to have pre-approved mortgage.
And the truth is, these are things that are already a part of our lives and part of everyday technology. We're just getting more used to it every single day. So the question is not should we allow artificial intelligence and automation, which is probably more of the term that people are comfortable with, but how do we manage its integration? So, Jonathan, I'm curious, is a robot in the workplace something that we could expect over the next few years?
I think we're already seeing that. In fact, there's been pictures of robots as concierges in hotels. In Japan, if you go there, there is a robot functioning at the front end of the store in the shopping mall as you enter it, and it converses with you and points you in the direction of the particular product or service that you seek. So robots are showing up. The fact that probably a more functional and valuable is really going back to this task management.
So IPSoft is certainly involved in the world of artificial intelligence and computing solutions, and not just in the creation of this technology, but also in the education. So tell us a little bit about some of the things that you think the world will look like over the next 5 years, over the next 25 years. You mentioned hotel lobbies, and certainly I've seen bank tellers being replaced by these machines. Is that a good thing or a bad thing, and what can we look forward to over the coming years?
Well, I think that the new digital bank is a bank that is probably lacking in bricks and mortar, and as a transactional base, you're able to basically deal with an elevated ATM, and so you're basically able to do any bank function, and the most important thing, obviously, you receive your cash, but we're getting to be cashless, so you take your cell phone, a smartphone, and you're using it to scan, you pay for your Starbucks or get on an airline. There's much that's happening. So what we need to know is how are we managing all of these very sophisticated devices and capabilities? It really necessitates something we're going to call digital labor. And that's really the overarching description of what artificial intelligence really becomes, digital labor. It's the application of these technologies in a way that normally you might use human intelligence, but in here the cost would be prohibitive. Therefore, you want to inject this digital labor to do some kind of supervisory function.
We're chatting with Jonathan Klein, the Chief Commercial Officer of IPSoft, again, a leader in cognitive computing solutions and artificial intelligence. Jonathan, a little birdie told me that you have a friend by the name of Amelia. Do you mind telling me a little bit about Amelia and IPSoft's relationship with Amelia?
Yes, Amelia is our cognitive technology. It is the representation of this new cognitive technology, this new virtual employee. Think about this. If you think about Amazon and their positioning in cloud, think about Amelia when it comes to customer service. You're going to, in the future, be dealing with a digital employee, Amelia, who can handle everything from providing mortgages to supporting your efforts to get insurance to guiding you in what kind of makeup that you want to put on your face to every function you can imagine. If it's a repeatable type function, if it's a process that lends itself to that kind of repetition, then it can be automated. And those kinds of answers and skills and capabilities will be important. One most important thing, Amelia will also be able to recognize your emotion. She will also have emotion. So when you get irritated with me, Shalom, in going too long with my answers, I'll know it, and I'll make sure that I stop and recognize that I've transgressed.
Jonathan, you are a real person, right? Just checking.
Yes. Yes, I am.
You are a real person. Okay, I just want to make sure. And part of, you're not with me here in studio, joining us by phone, but part of what I'm imagining is that you're sitting in an office and you're in the cubicle, perhaps just outside of your office door, is your assistant that is a robot, and you're probably just playing catch while you're talking to me. Is that right?
Well, it's not too far in the future. You can see it pretty clearly. It's happening. And I think if we look at artificial intelligence, again, don't think of dystopian kind of bad and evil Terminator movies. Think about it as augmentation. Think about it as helping us make ourselves more efficient, more productive, more intelligent. It's a partnership with machines that's pretty exciting. Well,
it's something we should embrace, and it's already taking place in our day-to-day life, in our technology. We're just getting more and more used to it. But certainly there's a lot more innovation to come. IPSoft is leading the way in that innovation, and thrilled, Jonathan, that you're able to join us today. So if folks want to learn more about IPSoft, learn more about the industry, how can they get a hold of you guys?
Probably the fastest way is go on the website, and that's www.ipsoft.com.
IPsoft.com. Jonathan Klein, Chief Commercial Officer at IPSoft. We appreciate you joining us on Get Down to Business. Would love to check back in with you, follow the progress of this world of artificial intelligence. And as you say, it's not just Terminator and the sci-fi movies that some in my family like, but it's actually affecting and improving our life and our workplace. And it's not too far-fetched that we will have some coworkers soon that will be robots. So, Jonathan, thanks for joining us. Get Down to Business is powered by Tandem HR, your solution center. You can find them at tandemhr.com or call 630-928-0510, 630-928-0510. That's the website for our solution center. They have solutions for management, HR, and all forms of the workplace challenges that we all face, perhaps including some robots. You're listening to Get Down to Business, the show that's all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. We've got a lot more for you after the break. Don't touch that dial. Get on my website, shalomklein.com. More tips, advice after the break.
The battle for the